This woman becomes a better version of herself every day, and I'm proud of her for that. She loves who she is right now because she is exactly who God created her to be. She holds her head high because she is everything God says she is.
Hey guys, what's up? So, I've been called to do this video like a long time ago, and it's not like I wouldn't, but it's either like I didn't know what to say, I didn't know how to start it, I just didn't know. Okay. And when you don't ask for the answer of a question, it will come. So I waited. It's kind of like tricks to manifesting, but a lot more than that. Okay. So before I moved here, in 2019, like from 2015 to 2019, like when I learned how to be a deliberate manifester, a deliberate co-creator, whatever, of my own universe, and set things up intentionally as I grew more like better at it, I guess, and cared, you can put yourself in the experiences that you want to experience. Like, life doesn't happen for you. Like, you create how you want to live your life. Like, you create your reality. Life doesn't live itself out for you. Like, you're supposed to be the one living the experience of life. Okay. So technically we all have our own universes. We're all God in a sense. You know what I mean? But because we're like the gods and goddesses of our existence, of our universe, of, whatever. If you want to understand that in a different way and get offended, go ahead. That's not saying like God's not real. I'm just saying, whatever. But I'm a fragment of your imagination. You don't know if I'm real. You don't know if I'm real. The people that do not actually see me do not know if I'm real. I'm in a different reality than you. You know what I mean? Like, this is my universe. So you're coming into my reality when you watch me. Okay? It's so you gotta think about it. So whenever you're watching somebody on YouTube, you gotta think like they're in a different realm, dimension kind of thing, because you're where you are, they're where they are, but you're not with them. So you don't know if they're real. Like, in general hindsight, you really don't. And just because you're seeing a person does not mean that's true. It doesn't. Like, you can see a lot of things in life and it does not mean it's true. What you see is not always what you get. At all. So, a way to deliberately, intentionally know that you are the author of your own story and that you are deliberately, consciously manifesting your life the way you want it to be with your experience, you got to do certain things. So make the intention, okay? So like, I was talking to my friend today, and she was telling me like this trend about like, if you're single and like at 12 o'clock, like you eat 12 grapes like underneath a table or something, whatever. And then like you'll have a boyfriend or you'll have a girlfriend, like something will happen. And she's like, she's like me. So she's like, when I decided I didn't want to be single anymore, and this is what you do, she's like, I wrote out a list of how I wanted him to be, right? So, and you're not supposed to put like conditions. These are like values, like, like you want them to be loyal, you want them to be smart, intelligent, have the same kind of desires. Like if you want a family, like you want them to want a family. Like you want to have a person a certain type of way. Like you want them funny, you want them to have dark humor, you want them to, just think of you and adore you and love you, like no matter what. Like, they're forgiving, they're not a drug addict. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're patient, they're kind, you know, they're not boastful. Just kidding. But they're loving. Like, you don't go and say, oh, I want them to be, you know, blonde, or I want them to have brown eyes, or I want them to be tall, or like, no, those are under conditions. These are feelings, emotions, how you make somebody makes you feel. That's not, I can't explain it. So anyways, because technically if you needed somebody to be a certain type of way to be happy, that would be conditions, but that's not what I meant. So I'm not even going to go into that. I want to take my hair out so badly, but I feel like if I do, it might get messy, but it probably won't. I already know. I don't need to look at that. So she didn't say this part, but if you put out the intention and it don't, okay, this is the difference though. And I don't know if this is why I've never really done it, because I think I've wanted the same person and I didn't want to change it. And I was scared that if I wrote down what I wanted, it wouldn't be him. But whatever. So, but the thing is that the things that you want them to be, you have to be. Because whoever you are and whatever you consist of and your values or whatever, you're going to attract that person. You're going to attract the same kind of person that you are. So you can't want a patient person when you're impulsive and you're, you know, erratic and you make dumb decisions because you can't wait for a person to do something. You know what I mean? Like, or you want them to be forgiving, but like you still have grudges over past relationships. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to become that in order to attract that, right? She's so funny. She's like, what'd she say? She's like, he has to have, I want him to have Chris Brown's like old physique or something like that. And then she goes, and a doctor. And then I was like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, those are conditions, but whatever. And then she goes, I only said doctor because, what was she? She said there was something that she was watching on TV and there was a doctor and like she liked his personality and she liked the way he was. And so she wanted it to be like him. And I was like, okay, I get that. And like the universe knows what that stands for. So nobody else needs to, you know, but I was like, whatever, not my, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? I didn't say anything. And then she said it on her own. I was like, all right. So this is the thing. I have a special way of manifesting. It's kind of like predicting your future, making your own future for you. Like I'll picture myself doing what I'm doing now, but from what I'm doing now, I'll have like a glimpse real quick of like what it's going to turn out to be like because of that. I've never heard anybody talk about that ever in any videos. So that's a way, you know, but you have to know how you want it to look. Because if you don't know how you want it to look, then you're just going to get jumbled up. And if you're in a bad mood, don't ever think about what you want, because that's when you don't want to manifest. I remember I wanted somebody, I was actually just messing around with manifesting. Like I wasn't even trying to do it. It was weird. So, and I wasn't even doing it for that long. Like I was doing it for like a couple days maybe. And there was this kid and like he was in love with me, but as always, and I shouldn't say this and I shouldn't say that, and I'm going to have to change my story. This is what I'm getting to. Because every guy that I fucked with does not know how to take me. And they either don't know how to take me or I'm too intense for them or my love is too much for them. So he would tell me, you know, you love too much. You love too strong and I don't deserve that. And I was like, okay, whatever. If you don't think you deserve it, then you're not gonna get it, you know what I mean? And I didn't mean to be a bitch, like, you're not gonna get it from me. Like, no, like, the universe is not gonna give it to you if you don't think you're deserving of somebody loving you that much. And so I was messing around one day, and I was in a bad mood. I don't know why. It was at my old apartment, so a long time ago. And Dawson's watching I don't even remember what their name is, but it's like these two twins. They do like gymnastics, and they have like Darius as their brother. I only remember that for a reason. So when I was pregnant, I found out I was having a boy. The person I was pregnant with is labeled in name called whatever, Danny. Yeah, I've talked about him. And Stanley, what are you doing? Anyways, it's my maintenance person. Anyways, okay, yeah. So his son's name is Devin, right? My son's name is Dawson. So you got 3 Ds. And I'm a B, but whatever, it rhymes with D. B wants D. So I was like, all right, me and Dawson, we're sitting there. When I found out it was a boy, like, I got the email and everything for the results for my blood test. And I'm like, okay, Dawson, we need to try to find D names for a boy. And then I'll run it by Danny, like, whenever. And the first one I said was Darius. And he, like, laughed because he knew exactly where I got it from. And it was so funny. But anyways. So, what was I saying? Hold on a second. Okay, I remember. So, hey, his last name is actually Damaris. That's funny. So I was just fucking around in my head, and I was picturing a specific thing to happen, like how I wanted it to play out, like everything, right? I'm playing this over and over and over in my head. And it was like, it was so stupid. It was like the kid like banging on my door or something, and then just like kind of like walking in and being like, you know what I mean? Like something dumb like a prince would do, like saving a damsel in distress kind of thing. Whatever. It was so stupid. So it happened. Like literally that same day, but I was in a bad mood. So I was thinking about it, and I'm trying to manifest it, and I'm in a bad mood. I don't think it had anything to do with him. I think I was just in a bad mood. I was grumpy or something. I don't know. I don't even know if there was an actual reason. But so I hear a knock at the door. There was no call, no nothing. And at this time and point, okay, I'm gonna start telling crazy stories. At this time and point, so this is 2017, I guess. At this time and point, I was starting to really come into like more of my spirituality, and there were synchronicities everywhere. So this happened to me the other day. It was fucking awesome. So, and I don't know if that energy spirit thing that I play with all the time, well, not all the time, but I wish it was all the time. Like, I don't know if it was the same one in 2017 that did like the same thing, whatever. But I don't ask questions, because when you ask questions and you need the answers, you're not going to get them. The universe is not going to give you anything if you're saying you need it. So, yeah. Yeah, so like at this time, I would have numbers on my fucking phone just changing, like just randomly. Like I remember, I don't even have earrings on. I remember, that's gonna bother me now. Oh, they're not there. I just thought I saw them. Sorry, I actually don't care that much. So yeah, so he did that, right? Okay, it really sucked because I was in a bad mood. He was drunk. He was a drunk. He was drunk. He picked Dawson up and he like did whatever and he dropped Dawson on the head. And Dawson had a championship game the next day and he couldn't play because like literally like he like couldn't run. If he ran, it was like he was like, it just wasn't good. So he couldn't play and they lost. And I was like, so don't try to manifest and think about what it is you do want when you're in a bad mood or you're in a desperation, like mad, lack of mentality that you don't have what it is you want. Okay? And don't like try to think nicely about something and then all of a sudden get in a bad mood because you don't have it. Okay? Anyways, so that was crazy. Like my phone, like the little applications, the little, you know, it'd be Facebook Messenger and Facebook and like Snapchat and all this stuff. And it'd be like 33, 100. I had like 100 messages from all these fucking guys from Egypt. And they all said the same thing. They're like, oh, in your pictures, you can see your soul and how beautiful you are. They were asking me to marry them. Dude, it was insane. And the numbers just kept changing. Like, and there would be nothing. Like, it would say, like, I had, like, 70 new notifications, but there would be nothing. Yeah, nothing. So, I just thought of something, and then he made that noise. The universe talks to you 24/7. So, changing the story. Okay. So changing the story of what it is you say to people. You know what I mean? So instead of talking about the things that normally I would talk about, because that's what I'm used to talking about, right? Like I did a video the other day and I was talking about how, you know, I ended up not being able to do the video because a certain song came on and it didn't trigger me, but it was the point of the video. And I have a really bad, really sad, like traumatic, like story behind that song. However, this song is beautiful. I love that song. The guy's voice is phenomenally fucking oh my god, I love his voice. Just for like a guy to be able to sing the way he does. It's X Ambassadors. Look up Gorgeous. I've sent that to, never mind. So it's like I'm telling the story. Well, I thought of it when I was doing it, and then I was like, yeah, but that's not my story anymore. I just had a notification. That's not my story anymore. Like I don't have to have that story to that song because I love that song. So why wouldn't I just say nothing, kill that off of myself, and make a new story? So like the new story for the song would be like, it's such a beautiful song, you know what I mean? And his voice is gorgeous. And then talk about the song Gorgeous. Like that would be the new story, right? If you don't have a new story, don't tell the story that you were telling before. Or tell it differently where you can heal from it or release emotion that's not wanted by you. Anyways. So when that happened, all the emotions, all the regret, all the trauma, all the guilt, all the sadness, all those emotions that were attached to that story were wiped out of me. And I just started bawling my eyes out. Because it's like, if I let go of that story, I didn't realize how attached I was to that story. Like, that was like a story that I was attached to, but it wasn't a fun story, you know? But whenever I say I have a beautifully fucked up story, it's like, but there's still the fucked up part in it, you know? But I don't have to call it a beautifully fucked up story. I can just call it whatever. It doesn't have to be beautifully fucked up. But I don't have to tell the story at all, or I don't have to have the story at all. So I like cried because I was like, okay, this is gonna be a piece of me that isn't me anymore. So it's like, then you have space. And when you have space and you make space, things come in. And if I'm deleting programs, stories, and all this stuff, sorry, I had a phone call, stories, programs, conditionings, even grooming from the people that the stories are from that I want to drop off, you're going to have new things come in that are going to make you a different person, because you're going to not be that person anymore. You're not going to have that story. So new stories are going to be coming in, but it's up to you what stories you want to let in. What stories are you going to tell? What things are you going to accept into your life? What things are you going to like tolerate, not tolerate? Have the intention of, because once, yes, I know, oh my God, because once I just got totally distracted. Hold on, fucking A, dude. I remember what I was saying. But once those are gone and there's space made. And if you're not dwelling on that song, I mean, I don't. It's just when the song comes up, that's when I would, you know, tell people or whatever, you know. But when you're dwelling on that story, you have no room for new to come in. You know what I mean? And it's up to you what stories you want to let in. So it's like, I can have that song go, that story, bye, and then I can have something beautiful come into my life that's not beautifully fucked up. And then you start changing a lot, depending on what you let in. So I've stopped talking to all my friends. I had to like cut everybody off. And there's people that aren't gonna understand, but you pretty much just gotta be like, oh well, I don't want to think like you. I don't want to have the energy of you. I don't want you to affect my energy and my story. Like, because some people don't get this. They don't get it. And if you don't get it, you can't be around people that are doing it. Or vice versa. So it's like I had to literally cut off a lot of people because they don't get it. They don't understand. And they're not going to change. And I cannot make them change. And I cannot be who they go to for everything. And I have people, a good amount of people that depend on me for my energy, because when they're not feeling okay, they come to me. So it's like, I can't have anybody doing that anymore. Like, I need everybody to leave me alone. And if you don't understand that, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to be selfish. And if I look like a bitch, oh well. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. Because it's my life and I want better for myself. And I'm not going to be able to have better for myself and change and have a better future if I'm stuck in my past. I'm not that person. I haven't been that person in a really long time, but I'm stuck because other people have been holding me stuck. And they don't know that. They're not purposely doing it, but they are doing it. And I know it. But when I feel too bad to say I can't be a friend anymore, or I can't talk to you anymore, and I stay in that old Bethany, it pisses me off more and more and more, because I'm seeing glimpses of the new Bethany, but I'm in the old Bethany energy and it fucking sucks, because I want the new Bethany and I want fucking change so bad. You have no idea. I fucking hate life right now. No, I don't. It's just boring as fuck. And that's what I mean. If I stay with this person and I hang out with this person every day, or I talk to this person and I have to make them feel better, I'm never going to be the Bethany that I want to be. Because I'm going to be stuck having to be the Bethany that they know me to be, that they want me to be, that they want me to be for them, and not change. Because change is me not talking to you. Because I'm not that Bethany. And I haven't been. And I've been wanting to do this for so long. And I've just been like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know who's watching this. So I'm just not going to say anything. But like, if they don't understand that, that's not your fault. You have to do you. You have to do what you're supposed to do, and you know your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, then that's fine. But there's a difference. Like, I'm creating my purpose. People will look at it as they have a purpose already set up. I have a purpose to make my own purpose. So I know what I'm supposed to do or what it is I want to do because of a story that I don't tell enough. I didn't even think of that. Because I've been telling myself, I was like, why don't you tell those stories? Those stories are so fucking awesome. Those are the new Bethany stories. It's like, but you keep telling beautifully fucked up old past Bethany stories, versions. And it's like, because those are the ones that people want to hear, which is weird. And when I was younger or growing up or something, it's not that I thought trauma or bad things that were happening to me were like cool. It was like, I don't know, like it was happening to everybody else. So it's like you fit in. That's not true either, but I'm just trying to figure out stuff, whatever. So like, it's not that I would like to tell, and it could have been attention, but this is when I was younger. This isn't like now. But like when you don't know that, it conditions you, you know? Anyways. So I'm going to cut that. Oh. And another thing, you can manifest something within 17 seconds. So if you notice yourself thinking negatively about something you want to manifest or you're trying to manifest, stop within 16 seconds and then try to like distract yourself. So when you're like not in a good mood, don't try to think about your desires because you'll just have your kid dropped on the head. Probably have a concussion. And then he had to go to bed like right after that. So bad. Anyways. He actually like randomly messaged me like when I was pregnant recently. Trying to move in with me. Like, what? He wasn't the only one. It's so insane. So fucking insane. How, like, what? I'm pregnant with somebody else's kid. You think I'm just gonna let you move? I haven't seen you in years. Like, and my other ex-boyfriend. I like don't get it. I don't get it. But anyways, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start telling my beautifully gorgeous stories. And then I might take a nap because I've been awake since 4. All right. Oh, and it's New Year's. So this is like a best story, a best video that could come out. There's a little girl. She's a teenager. She's probably 15 or something. And I've known her since she was 10. So like every time she has a boyfriend. So now every time she talks about him or whatever, she'll be like, so my boyfriend, like, it's just so funny. So like she just walked by on her phone and she's like, it was cute. All right, it's just so funny every time I see her. So my boyfriend, and I'm like, yeah, your boyfriend? What about your boyfriend? And she's like, I steal all of his sweatshirts. Like, he doesn't know where any of his are, and I don't like the zip-up ones. I only really like hoodies, so I took all his hoodies, and now he has only zip-up one. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. But I remember when she first told me, I was hanging out with the kids, and I had Brutus, I was walking, and it was her. I don't remember the other girl's name. There was Jay. I love Jay. He's probably like 13. I don't know. I love him. The story is about him. And there was some other girl. I don't remember who. I don't know. And so she's so funny. Sure, her face is just so lit up, which she deserves that because, yeah. So, that makes me happy. I have no storage. I'm gonna finish this. I have to put the videos up and all that stuff. So Brutus is like, and like drool goes everywhere. And so like he's in a chair in front of me and my like leg is like standing on like the other chair, like just like on the bottom of it. And all of a sudden I see a big wad of freaking Brutus's spit from doing that just go right on his neck. And I'm just like about to like laugh my ass off, and he's just, you see him go. It's just like so funny. But all right, I'm not gonna be able to tell my my beautifully gorgeous stories until later. But yeah, all right, bye guys, love you.